Dana's a little under the weather today, but he's going to push through.
Yes, I have something that you don't want to have. Trust me. This is, I don't want you should not have this. But you did. You did go out on stage once. And
I went on stage. We were telling Kevin Nealon today on the other podcast that I went out with a hoarse throat, like laryngitis, which is very tough to go out with because you don't really know what you're getting. It sort of kicked in and out, but I definitely gave it everything on mine. I thought it's better an hour before the show to just do it and try it. And worst case, I'd come back or something, but I don't want to send everyone home with their babysitters and they don't even know really what's wrong.
Right.
Are you really sick? Why would you cancel? Because I did that once when there was a real problem. And I said, say these apologies, say this, because people are already there. And I was told I can't go on. So I said, oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, all they did was send an email to everyone on a ticket and said, show's canceled. We'll reschedule. And that was it. And I'm like, who wants to hear that after all that? You know, that's a little rough.
It happens. I mean, I do a lot of voices, so I can't come out there and go, well, isn't that special? You know,
well, isn't that?
Who could it have been? Say. So I'm kind of in here and here. Not fun, but we don't want to bring down our audience other than looking at it and saying, I don't have that.
No, I'll bring down my audience because you don't think you have problems. You think you have problems. Listen to these. I slept and I had the air conditioner worked on. And this is a bombshell. And I don't mean to clip this out. And I don't mean to.
We can use this or not.
Shake it.
If you're hearing it, we
cut it out. If it's too.
It'll be cut.
Shocking for people driving. Pull over. I don't sleep with the AC on or the heat because. Oh, Danny, you weren't ready for that? Oh my God, it caused an earthquake.
Sometimes ideas that you have create tremors from I am. Go ahead.
What it is
we're not going to air this. This is going to be edited out. So just go ahead, be honest.
Yeah, this is like a practice. So it blows on me and I don't like it on my face. So even on the road, no matter how hot or cold, I put the heat on until I go to bed. Off. Then I dive in. And then I don't want it blowing on my face. You get all clogged up. So it's suddenly a guy worked on, filters because it's so thick with smoke and sickening here.
Yeah.
And bacterium and particulates. So I changed it so it would be 1% better. And something happened. And then it was blowing cold air 24 hours a day on me in the winter. And it was so cold. I've never been colder in the house. Last 2 nights. So that's really the whole story. There's no real beginning, middle, or end of that story. But
I'll make an observation. I'm like you. I think most people. I never want to have air conditioning directly on me.
Yeah.
If it's in the room, but ice cold air. I'd hate it in a gym. When you're trying to stay warm, and I'm doing the lat pull, and there's just ice cold air coming down on me. These are first world problems, but I'm telling you, there's still problems.
This is a problem when you're on the Stairmaster, and I start slow, and I crank it up.
They don't sound anything like that.
That one needs some work.
That's a made up sound effect.
People at home are like, maybe, I don't know. It sounds like
I used to beat the hell out of it. I got married to a Stairmaster. I mean, I used to in New York because I didn't have the time to go run in the park in the middle of winter. I jump on a Stairmaster.
Oh, yeah.
They should be one of our sponsors still around. 45 minutes at the top, drenched in sweat. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Dennis Miller, who's on Fly on the Wall right now, was saying he would talk to you and you were on the Stairmaster for an hour and you wouldn't even be heavy breathing.
I like it. I got addicted to it in high school and junior college. Anaerobic pain, like actually your body's screaming at you to stop and you just keep going anyway. You push through it. And then the high that you get from that is pretty amazing.
Yeah. I need some sort of highs in my life. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple updates, Dana, before we get into the nitty gritty.
I'm going to try to keep it at under 50 coughs.
Yeah, I don't care. As long as I'm sitting next to you on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
The reward money for the arson, I did. We threw that out there, right? And people bit on that hook a little too hard because, as I said on last week's show, people are just just straight up asking for money. Two,
yeah,
I sort of saw this coming. Two, hey, here's a video from Instagram of a fire. So here's my banking information. It's Chase Bank. Here's the account number. I'm like, wait, you're just sending me a video of a fire. That doesn't count. So I said in there, to make it a little less of a scam for people and easy, I said, you have to, have the cops come get someone arrested. I'm sure they'll never stay in jail. We're in California, but at least arrested. And then they let them out 5 seconds later. But it's something. Goes in the record maybe.
Right.
And it's more to keep people's awareness up, eyes peeled, like, hey, do something out there. Like these little fires can go big. And at press time right now, there's a huge one again.
Where?
Up on the 5 in Castaic, 5,000 acres like that right away there. I'm shooting up there, bus boys tomorrow, and I'm freaking out right now going, oh my God, we have a stunt. We have all this stuff. And I'm like, first problem is it's a horrible situation for everyone in California. Another fire. Secondly, minorly, what do I do? Can we move the date? I don't know. Anyway. So
wait a minute. It's it's the grapevine, right? What we call the grapevine in LA.
Do you know, what does it have to the 15? By Magic Mountain.
14 to the 5. It goes up to 5.
Goes up to 5. There's a.
But is it kind of close to Magic Mountain or up toward the top of the?
It's a little above it.
Little above Magic Mountain. Got it. Okay.
They're going to shut the 5 down or something. They said.
Damn.
So
we need a fucking rain. I mean, could we just get people?
Dude, some sprinkles. Let's just get OnlyFans, all the squirters. Let's get them all. Do something for the fire. Come on, that'll get some press. We get all the top 10
You're just
squirters.
saying, we know it. We're just desperate. We're just we're grabbing it, whatever you want to call it. But we're just trying to think of something because
you're a squirter.
we need 2 weeks.
You're laying around. How can I help? Here's what you can do.
Literally a week of hard rain. There's no more fire threat. So
I mean, they said there might be rain Friday, Saturday, and please God, even if it's a sprinkle, just do something.
Anything. It's crazy.
So anyway, I will say, thank you out there to all the brave squirters. Okay, so that joke, I sort of milked it till it was over. Give some to the kitty over here.
Did you have that in your back pocket? Look at all these. I'm getting the greatest hits here. I think because I'm under the weather, you're entertaining me.
I'm unleashed.
Your job is to make me laugh, even though I can't laugh because I'll cough. But
I love it.
But that was great. I got the greatest hits. I got the cat.
You got the cat
licking the cat licking its paws, and then a little wink. That was
milk,
good.
milk. Give some to the kitty. You aim it over. That's a noise, and then the kitty gets in the eye. Funny, and then he goes meow, and then he goes,
and then he takes his little paw and
licks the milk off.
When did you first do that exactly?
That one I have done before. Probably
I've
10
seen
years
it.
ago.
I've seen it many times on this spot, but I've just realized
it's not
now
in the rotation enough. I will say that
it's a great little piece. It's a great little set piece.
It's got noises. It's quick.
Yeah.
So back to sadness. The sadness is the fire. Now, the other thing was the arson, and it's a little silver lining that a lot of people were like, hey, I saw a guy in my neighborhood. Like, I never would have said anything, but I'm going to let you know. And then I called the police, and then I went out and said something to him, and I filmed him just to get the word out. Like, hey, come on, man, let's do this. Because a little garbage can fire can do anything. It can go to the side of a building. So there was a lot of, I don't want to say the word winners. I want to say there's a lot of people that got involved. A lot of people sent me stuff. And it's hard because they're over on TikTok. Like, how do they get a hold of me? They're just DMing and this and that. So the ones I've seen, and Heather, I sent them to Heather when they seem very real. And we did give money to someone yesterday, $5,000. So there's one gentleman. I mean, it's good in the way that it's a way of giving back, but also just give it physically to someone that did something. So he did something. There was an arrest report. He sent it in. We said, great. There's a cop on the set of Bus Boys. So we said, hey, is this real? He's like, yeah. All good. And there's, I think, 2 more that are looking like it might happen. Yeah, we're waiting for police report.
Well, just before you go, what did this person see?
This person, Heather, he saw someone lighting a fire.
Oh, literally lighting a fire.
Oh, he's lighting like egg. He's doing a lot, lighting a bunch of different ones. So I guess the guy called the police,
so
followed
it was
him.
bald face obvious. Is the point.
And then when they found him,
He smelled them.
he smelled, and he had gasoline on him. So he smelled of gas, had gas, and had previous warrants for arson.
So that's his thing. Well, glad they got him. We don't need any arsonists right now. Wait
No,
till
we
it
don't.
rains, and then you can try to light shit on fire.
His nickname was Johnny Arson.
His Native American friend was called Me Like Fire.
Johnny Arson and Ed McFlames. So anyway, so we got that guy, and then there was some more, and then there's a guy that stopped someone on a hike, and he was just saying, the guy was literally lighting stuff. He's like, "Hey man, you can't light stuff." And some people I saw were lighting those candles in a paper bag. Or what are they? They float over. It's some sort of.
You release them into the sky.
You release them into
they're like the hot air balloons in a way.
Thinking of the word, but they do it at a wedding, and they do the place, and people are behind them going, "Hey guys, bad time. Don't do this. This is not the time to do that." And they're like, "No, it's just for this. No, it's just for a ceremony." The word. Oh, I'm going to float these up. Then they land in the mountains, and everything catches on fire. So there's two more possibilities. We sort of did a cutoff because there's hundreds coming in. So anyway, that's sort of a positive note.
That's great.
I won't say the guy's name. I don't think he cares, but I just thought, whatever. He got it. It's real. We have another update, which is Stephen Greer. So Dr. Stephen Greer was on our show that kind of blew up on YouTube.
UFOologist, former
UFOologist,
trauma doctor,
says, in the next 3 weeks to a month, and it's been exactly a month. So they did have a reveal the other day, and I think this might be what he's talking about.
Okay.
So this is, they say, the problem with this and everything in the last 2 years, is it real? You can't freak people out unless you see it in the sky.
Okay.
And it's shooting lasers or landing and people walking out.
Okay.
No one's really believing it, or if they believe it, they don't care. So this is a helicopter. This guy is a whistleblower. He runs a helicopter, I think, that takes the UFO 20 feet long, shaped like an egg, and dropping it somewhere.
News Nation has independently obtained previously unseen video obtained from a secret UAP craft retrieval program.
Which is also
this
a
extraordinary
UFO.
Footage clearly shows an egg-shaped object
dangling that's the tell.
in a sling below the belly of a helicopter.
The belly. It looks green.
Well,
it's not, and it looks like a face, but that's a helicopter with a cable.
Well, why is it all green?
Let's slow this down to take a closer
It's night
look.
vision.
That's an egg-shaped UAP suspended from a 150-foot long line. We're told the craft is about 20 feet long. Egg suspended in a cradle. And
the egg scrambled.
How careful the pilot is as they bring their precious cargo into land. Let's freeze frame here to look at one of the clearest images of a UAP.
Those are the wraps around it to pick it up. It's not really clear.
No blurry light in a distant sky.
Well, where's the UAP right
it's
now?
A blurry. It's where is it laying? Where did the guy say?
UAP retrieval. Look at how
he's a full whistleblower.
The craft is. No markings at all. And no visible means of propulsion or way to see inside.
I think since this, I found out there's little hieroglyphics on it.
As it hits the ground, despite
almost
being
graceful as it lands over easy.
Cradle as it's dropped for pickup.
All right,
it's just a little too dramatic. If it really was an alien craft, you don't have to go and look at the alien craft. It's, I mean,
yeah, you don't have to hype it up. It will be scary enough.
A little too silly for me. Doesn't mean it's not true, but it felt.
I don't mind hearing words like obtained and extraordinary.
Well, I can say that British sports announcers are extraordinarily better than American sports announcers. I'm sorry, but they are incredible. Here they go. The race is surely afoot. Steve P. Fontaine, a sort of athletic beetle. Oh, the chunky American is completely bankrupt. I mean, the language they use is extraordinary.
Formula One. Jackie Stewart is coming out. He's slinging shots around Max Verstappen.
And now he's got to go. He's got to go now or never. This is his last chance. Jackie Stewart. Nope. Nope. Yes, he's going for it. He's going for it now on the inside, the outside of the zone. So
quite remarkable.
Quite remarkable. And now, Jackie Stewart, how did you feel about the race? Well, that was it.
Extraordinary. Well, I will say this UAP might have been a whistleblower, but it's a start. And I think if they opened the egg hatch, walked out, hello, my baby, I would need something like that. That's what people are wanting.
Well, if you've ever seen, you're a little younger than I am. The day the earth stood still, a saucer lands on the White House lawn, and a big giant robot comes out and starts talking.
Starts fucking shit up or no?
No, but maybe threatening to. And then there was an alien.
What are you looking at?
Aren't you? Are you? I am Zornor. I am a god. You now will.
Can you get a good gander of my balls from down there?
We are from the planet. We're from the planet Balsaxasia, and we are here to come in peace.
So bad.
That's all I got.
If not, I'll come in my jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Zazordia.
Hey, man, I want to have this guy on our podcast about the universe. This astrophysicist and aliens. We don't know. Do you know that if you hold up a foot-long ruler up above the ground, it's 12 inches, and then you put it down on the ground, it shrinks a half inch?
No.
It's literally not 12 inches because of sort of mass versus space and space versus time. And that might have to be a two-parter.
What I would use in my real life is if I climbed a ladder, would my wiener look bigger? Just so I know if I should buy a ladder for my house.
Well, you'd want to have
or on the ground
a tiny house and a tiny ladder. Like everything around you has to look minuscule.
The good thing is to get a ruler that's this long. Then you go, okay, so this is 12. Oh, even 12. Okay. Not bad. Not too shabby. Take that, robot, on the White House lawn.
That for you also denotes kind of, what's the thing with the tongue on either side inside the mouth? Oh,
is that what I do?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to fight?
I don't even know I do that. That's funny.
I just saw it.
I was on the road with Catherine and Bobby, and Catherine let me know that I used my hands the whole time, almost like that Gavin Newsom video we showed, which I didn't know. And she said, also, you touch your face maybe 1,000 times. I'm like, no idea. No idea.
This is you doing stand-up.
When I do stand-up. And I
didn't think, really? I mean, sometimes you do this. Or you do this.
That's funny. I don't know.
But I don't know, 1,000 times?
Well, maybe. What do you say about Bobby?
He used to say on Lights Out, he'd be like, you do this.
Oh, on Lights Out, I go like this, right? But it's always just stuff when you're delivering a joke, you want to make it look as casual and thrown away as possible. So you're just doing your.
Oh, Johnny whatever. Carson. I think, was it this?
Right. Johnny, is that weird?
He would touch his face. Yeah, a lot.
Mm-hmm. ShipStation, I could talk about this all day because this is everything when you have a chaotic life. This is what you need.
Yeah, it's stressful. The holidays, hectic. How do you find calm in chaos, David?
Yeah, if you have an e-commerce business, that's a special kind of chaos. ShipStation you can count on for your day-to-day just to remain calm and normal and worry about biz.
Exactly. You're going to save hours and money every month by shipping from all your stores with one login, automating repetitive tasks. You're going to find the best rates among all the global carriers, David.
You can focus on the rest of your business because you don't have to worry about shipping and fulfillment with ShipStation. So listen, it helps. By the way, over Christmas, there's so many things going on. They can handle that. And now you're just back to regular biz, but it's still, you got to put your business in the future. This place has got all the stuff you need to boost your efficiency. It's got a lot of automation. You want to save time, of course. It's fast, affordable way to ship your products to your customers. With discounts up to 88%. That's off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates. Up to 90 off of FedEx. Nice.
Wow. Nice. It seamlessly integrates with services and selling channels you already use and manage orders all on one easy dashboard. I think that's the theme, is just one click of a button, one simple dashboard for all these different shipping needs that you have. Over 130,000 companies have
Yep.
grown their e-commerce business with ShipStation.
And 98% of them stick with them. They stick with ShipStation for life. So calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com and use code Superfly to sign up for your free trial. What is it?
That's shipstation.com, code Superfly.
So that, and that's it. And the Busboys update, which you've been clamoring for, is
Busboys,
It's-
Theo Vaughn and David Spade.
Theo Vaughn. Of course, Theo, hey man, I got to go to that inauguration. So he went out there. I stayed. Actually, he wasn't working that day, Sunday, but he stayed because we had so much to shoot. And, it's good to have him there to add jokes and whatever. So we shot some hospital stuff. I don't want to give it all away.
Jeez, I can't wait to see this movie.
In a hospital, you're like, what could that be with
They're
the
in a
plot?
hospital now? What is this,
Oh, yeah.
$20 million budget?
I will tell you that Theo is younger in the movie. He's like 15 when I meet him.
Uh-huh.
And they casted. Everyone says it's cast, but I'll say casted. A kid, we cast a kid there. And he looks sort of like Kelly from the old Bad News Bears, that kid on the motorcycle. He's like a super cool kid, very nice kid, Gavin. And he's super good looking. And I go, Theo, because I'll let you pick the kid. I'll stay out of that process.
Right.
I said, there's no way he picked this male model to play you. It looks nothing like you. He goes, no, man, a little bit. You can tell. I go, this is the most hysterical thing because you should have picked some dirty little mud goat roper with your little hair and it just kind of looks like you, a mini version. No chance.
Oh,
This guy's like, deesh. But the kid was good.
I like
and
that.
I got to work with the kid and then Theo waited around to sort of help with that. And then he scrammed out on a red eye. And then, of course, he's hanging with the guy. They're sort of in a spillover room because
It's all Jake Paul or Tyson,
Yeah.
all the cool guys.
all that
Yeah.
film 100% of the time themselves squad. So he was with those guys, but he's in like metal chairs and then he fell down and that was one thing. But I don't know if that was a setup or not. I don't even know if he knows, but it's just something goofy that happens. And the Enog, well, that's really the update on that. It's just been hard and I'll bitch about it 24 hours a day, but it's super fun. The movie and also the Enog. Any thoughts of the Enog?
The Enog was a barn burner. Trump went full Trump 3.0.
God, the guys on both batteries are charged. That dude can
Sleeps 5 hours a night, and then he's talking about all the stuff he's going to do, and then he's just in the Oval Office signing order after order, with inviting the press in. So he's doing a press conference while he's signing.
I'm like, dude, you got 4 years. You don't have to do it all the first day.
Then he had some woman who was kind of, asking, you're really going to deport all these people? We got to do it. We don't have a choice. So we don't have a country. And then he just keeps signing, and then he holds them up.
I like it. I think he should read it. Does he read them first? You get a contract. You say you should check it out. I think they did all that ahead of time, I'm guessing, because he's like, what's this one? Guatemala?
Oh, yeah, Guatemala.
Now called Trumpamala.
The border, deregulation. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And, he was just, I'd never seen a human being like that. Now I'm just observing him as a human being. Like, he is 78. I guess he slept 4 hours, had a 20-hour day. I mean, he was doing that. He did all day long. Then he goes to 3 galas, 3 balls.
Yeah.
Dances, talks. It's like, what?
I'm nervous if I have 5 lines in the movie the next day. This guy is going to be present the next day. Doesn't matter if he sleeps or not. Wakes up, going full blast all day, eating McDonald's, drinking Diet Cokes.
And he's got the Diet Coke button in his back. He has a button just for Diet Coke, so he doesn't have to say it all day long.
He just pushed something.
I got what? I just want. He's got
But
button.
Also, he is slower now, and he's not running anymore. So now he's like, "Here's what's going on." He slowed it down, and you were right.
Right. He definitely during the inaugural address, he was very mellow and tame.
He's turned sideways a little bit sometimes. I think he's reading
Yeah, the
those
prompter.
clear glass prompters, which I don't know if
Mhm.
everyone knows. He's got speeches written, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
It's very weird,
Well,
very interesting.
Everybody
invention.
uses them, teleprompters that are
Right, but
invisible kind of to the audience.
They're unreal. They're kind of invisible.
Mhm.
And he's like just
Yeah.
kind of leaning on, over there. And anything funny? Oh, I saw a photo that was funny about Melania's hat. Yeah, that's funny, right? God, look at her. She looks really sturdy and stiff and like
Well,
ready to go. Very pretty. I kind of like this look. There was a lot of good looks there.
I just give her a lot of credit because that she's making a statement. That's a very potent look. And then
Potent.
she's very serious, but then all of a sudden she'll smile and her face completely changes and she's super charming. And Trump was saying, when she's mad at me, she calls me sir. And then he goes, I got to tell people that I'm kidding or they'll just be going crazy on it. And then she smiled about that. And then she put on a gown. And it is show business. I mean, Donald Trump was, the real estate developer. And then he had the show for 8
Apprentice.
years. Yeah. And so he's a television guy. Little kid, go there. And I think he made a choice, which is kind of smart. You don't go gray. You don't go gray. I keep it blondish, And then all of them have teeth that are incredible. Like you got to have the white teeth. You got to be tan. You can't be pale. You got to have an orange glow. And he's kept it. And somehow I thought like his genetics say yellow broken teeth, super pale skin, and just a little wisp of gray hair. He'd be like Bernie Sanders, except so he's show
Who's
business.
older?
Bernie's on fire. It shows you
Bernie's
that we all
106.
age different.
Yeah,
I'm Bernie Sanders. I could do him now because I'm with my cold. But yeah, he speaks very well with a lot of.
I have a personal question about Donald Trump, which you may answer.
I will answer it in 5 seconds.
Okay. Do you think
Mhm.
with that diet and that pressure, does he dump never, once a week, or 6 times a day? This is a real question. This is what the press should be asking. Well, when does he have time to take a dump? He's on a full blast all day. Cameras.
All you know is that if you asked him, I'm regular, like you wouldn't believe. It's not a problem down there. It's not a problem. Nobody has a bowel movement like me. That's what his answer would be. He would never say, well.
When they show what your turd should look like, I look like the best one. Mine are the best turds.
I let him loose and I get him out. And I get him out. I get him out early. And I get him out.
They float when they're supposed to float, or they sink, whatever the better one is. That's what they do.
He's I know somebody who knows Rudolph Giuliani. This is years ago, and I asked him about Trump, and Rudolph Giuliani said he's unclassifiable. He's like a rare insect. Like the Trump doesn't make sense. That kind of energy, eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, burgers, shakes, fries, Filet-O-Fish, and Diet Coke all day long. Probably weighs 275 pounds. So yeah, he's a one-off. What the hell?
I will say it was a little shocking. I know everyone pardons everyone on the way out, but some of those pardons were that last night in the middle of the night, crazy, huh?
Which ones were they? You mean?
Well, Fauci was really jumped
Oh yeah,
out.
Biden got the Biden crime family, they call it. Like he did all of them. I didn't even know there was that many in the family. I thought maybe James.
Oh, the whole family tree shows up. I know it was like an ad for Ancestry.com.
If you believe Fox News, they all got checks.
Well, something happened because they can do it. Can you rob a bank now, or it doesn't matter? It's just a certain crime.
I think a pardon is a pardon from a president. But Fauci must be relieved.
No, he's fucking clicking his heels.
I don't know what
he was shaking his boots a little bit there, especially because if it's the next day, he could be in trouble. Man.
He kind of said it was sort of semantics when he was up in Congress, Senator, the NIH has never funded gain of function in the Wuhan thing. And he meant later there's different kinds of gain of function because there's emails him talking about that. So I'll give him a pass because, I kind of like the guy. He's a pistol, that guy.
Who, Fauci? Yeah,
anybody who's was the highest paid government employee. And we know from just show business, just anyone who's the head of a corporation for 40 years has sharp elbows. It's a Game of Thrones there. He's still the head guy in his 80s. I mean, that means, it's like Nancy Pelosi. She's never going. She broke her hip and she's already walking.
Yeah. They don't want to let go of that power. I get it. Does Fauci still have any job? What does he do? Does he do anything over there anymore?
No, he ironically got long COVID. He's just nowhere. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think
looks like he got short COVID.
I think he's retired. Well, he's going to write a book. That's what they all do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hang on. The famous lip reader girl translated what Obama leaned over and said to.
Oh, Obama leaned over to George Bush and said, "How do we stop this thing?"
Yeah.
Something like that. That's what a lip reader said. You can pull it up. We're on the inauguration. I did see that in a paper this morning. Lip reading is not a perfect science, but it's fun to watch.
It's pretty close, according to the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. So.
I saw an ad for that today, and I'm like,
that was the AI reading.
The girl that reads the lips is partially deaf, you said? She must be.
Okay.
Oh, here's the bit. Okay. This is on TikTok.
Okay. There we go.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Yep.
Thank you.
How can we stop what's happening?
How can we stop what's happening? I think that might be right.
Okay.
It's hard because it was a side angle.
Yeah. She does side lips too.
But whatever George W. Bush, like Michelle loved him. He'd give her mints and stuff. And when they go to funerals, they'd meet up.
They
Michelle
like the
Obama,
Bushes?
Yeah. And, they like both of them, but they like him because he's funny. He's got that frat boy fun energy. How you doing? Hey, Barack, So,
by the way, that was shown on TikTok. I don't know if the TikTokalypse got your way. Not bad. TikTokalypse.
Oh.
Did you hear about it?
Didn't Trump reinstate it for now?
It shut down for about not even 24 hours, maybe?
12 or something.
12, and everyone had a fucking shit fit. Everyone went bazooties. Everyone's like, ugh. I get it. We talked about it last week, but it's back. I don't know how long, but it's back for at least, 90 days. So get your TikToks in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just, I kind of feel like I need a break. It's winter. I want to go south. So there's an island off of Cuba. I can't remember the name, but it's in the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And I'm going to fly down to the Gulf of America and go to this island.
Are you going to go to the, where do you cross over there? Not the Suez Canal. What's it called? Panama Canal?
Panama.
Is it called the America Canal?
Let's have a presidential scholar as well on our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know about executive orders and the power of them for Democrats and Republicans. It seems like there's no Congress. We're going to do this.
It's really,
like 5,000. The president says so. I mean, so I'd love to know where that's going and what does it mean. But yeah.
I remember that when I didn't know much about executive orders. They just kept saying, "Oh, Biden can close the border with one executive order," but they're not doing it. They want to vote on it. They want to do a whole rigmarole about it. Is that true?
There's a lot of different regulations that Trump put on the border, and Biden rescinded them sincerely. Now Trump wants to put back remain in Mexico. So you come to the border, they arraign you, yada yada yada. But you got to go back and wait in Mexico as opposed to wait in the U.S. And so I guess that's back. I don't know.
But where do you wait in the U.S.? Do you wait over the border and somewhere holding, or is it like
no?
You'll
have an arraignment, and then we'll see you later. I don't think they follow you or anything.
And then it's the honor system.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start looking at stories. Let's see what's going on in the news. Oh, I thought this was good. This was after the big college title game, championship game, and this is the quarterback and the coach being led out, I think, to the trophy ceremony after the game.
Okay.
Ryan J, you deserve it, brother. Thank you. It's okay.
Broken axle.
Oh yeah.
She can't look at it. It's pretty bad, actually.
Wow, you'd think it would bounce off.
I thought it was.
She wasn't going that fast.
Hysterical. So that's like the guy who just won the game, and there's the coaches and some players in there. They're like, you got to walk from here.
And it was da-da-da-da, and then wrong.
Yeah, and it runs right into a wall. Love it.
Why did someone yell, you fucking deserved it?
I think they meant you deserve the win.
Oh, and
before they hit it.
Put an F word.
Yeah, people are you throwing that F word around. I don't like it. Go ahead. What's the next one?
I could play that one.
Heather made me put a fucking straw in here, and I'm like, I don't need it. She goes, you do. Actually, you do. And I'm like this. You see me digging that goddamn straw.
You have a great diet. Heather keeps you, gets you a little green.
No, this
drink.
is a sponsor. Dana, she doesn't need that.
I'm observing something. I'd like to make an observation.
Great diet because I can't eat because she buried the straw in the bottom. It's in quicksand. Okay, so this is a house. Dana, could you stay in a house for an hour for $5 million?
What is it, a haunted house or something? Show me the video. I would say
you could
yes.
handle it? Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's interesting. You say
$5 million net or
to
gross?
Earn $5 million in an hour. You just have to stay in this room for an hour to easily take home $5 million. This room, located in Seattle, USA, was built by Microsoft at a cost of $10 million
for
and
some
is known
reason.
as the quietest place on Earth. The lab's
just for
exterior
this
walls
contest,
are covered
or
with
why?
2 layers of solid steel plates sealed with 30 cm thick concrete, which is enough to block out all external sounds.
Sounds
Inside,
like a razor
the walls are equipped
commercial.
with unique fiberglass mirrors that can absorb sound waves. The sound level inside
Beep,
the
beep,
room
beep, beep,
reaches
beep, beep.
20 decibels. Sitting inside, you can hear your heartbeat, lungs expanding, and even your joints moving. When the lights go out, all your senses feel as if they have been taken away, making you feel as if you are in the universe. Since the lab opened for challenges, no one has ever successfully completed it. Those who attempted the challenge averaged less than a minute. The longest record is 58 minutes and 57 seconds, and even then, the challenger almost went insane. He said that in the room, you feel an unprecedented sense of loneliness, pressing down on you so hard that you can barely breathe. In the face of such a huge reward, what would you do?
Well, those people are... Of course you stay in the room, and all you do is...
Dana, he's acting like it's so easy.
Well, because are you allowed... There's no rules. You can yell, right? So you distract the silence by making noise. You just go for an hour. Would you do that for $5 million? Let me see you do it.
I go like this. Beep boop bop boop beep bop beep.
Yeah, you turn yourself
I
into
would
a
sing
baby.
or something.
I would get in the fetal position like a baby and just rock myself.
I wonder if you talk if it's super loud.
I would just mumble then.
By the way, why did they build it? What do they need it for?
Yeah, what is the point?
Yeah, just have a contest in. Who built it? Mr. Beast?
Reminds me of the Twilight Zone where this gentleman's club and this one guy just talks. And then somebody says, I bet you couldn't talk for 1 year. I'll give you like $1 million, like 18.
1 year?
1 year, something like that. And so they put him in this room and he couldn't speak. I'm thinking, remembering it as a year. Didn't speak for a year. And he came out and the guy gave him the money and said, how did you do it? And you saw that he had his throat slit so he couldn't talk. Didn't kill him, but he had a turtleneck on. So
yeah, weird.
It's called a twist ending, David.
I know. I think they paid someone to talk for a year. Whitney Cummings, you know her? Anyway,
she's got a lot of words per minute. That one.
A lot of WPMs.
Yeah.
No, that just sounded funny though.
I'd have to research that. Quiet Room, built by Microsoft. I will.
Why are they building this stupid place?
But the guy 90 seconds ago and couldn't suck it up for $1 million.
They said most people can't do 1 minute.
And
it's such a eerie feeling.
Interesting.
I guess a lot of people, you know what? They don't like money.
Yeah. They don't like money. It makes everything simple when you figure out that you literally don't like money.
Yeah, Gervitz would tell him, you want to go in there? If you like money, go in.
Yeah. But what if you love money to a point where it's almost psychotic? Like you love money just to have money. I can hold it. Look at it. And sometimes eat it in a salad.
I like to rub it on my body. By the way, Gervitz, because he's such a workaholic, he goes, I drive into work every day. I still go to the office. See, some people work. And he's way out in Malibu by Joffrey. So he's like, takes me 2 hours, 20 minutes, but I do it.
2 hours and 40 minutes, last I heard.
Well, believe me, I accidentally wazed it and it was about an hour 16. But, fine. I'll let him puff it up. I'll fudge the numbers.
Let him have his day.
I'll let you have your big, overwhelming number. You say 240. Everyone's like, what?
What?
By the way, my set tomorrow is an hour 30. I'm like, why? Each way.
Well, what's your set tomorrow for an hour 30? What do you mean?
Way the heck out because in the movie we live near the border.
Your set, I thought it was stand up. You're going to drive 90 minutes to the set.
No, I'm going to do a set tonight just to practice because I haven't gone on in a while. And it's good to just bop on, and just good to give the gift of my act.
Yeah.
All right, next story. Okay, so you got to follow, tag BetMGM across all your socials. You know this.
Are you serious?
BetMGM.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
That's Christopher Walken reacting to that news. Also, the tagline, the sports book born in Vegas. Wow. Vegas born sports book.
They are the sports book born in Vegas.
Sports book born in Vegas.
Yes, Walken, you got it.
I'm talking Walken.
The second chance on a first touchdown score. Let me explain.
All season. Can I finish one time? All season long, BetMGM's offering you a second chance on your first touchdown bet. When a customer places a wager on the first touchdown score bet, and he does not score first, can I finish one time, but scores second, we will return 100% of their stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Ontario.
Gambling problem, Dana? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
An early screening of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning reportedly almost caused a heart attack for an audience member.
Now, I know what this is. I'll tell you what this is right now. Just hearing that.
Okay.
Hype.
Okay.
They have to hype it because I see on the Daily Mail, they must have some deal with Netflix because it goes, this new movie is so scary. 2 people threw up in the theater and everyone's like, oh, I got to see that.
I saw the movie and it didn't scare me at all. I thought it was fun and great, but.
Right. And people go, oh, this movie, people were walking out, which sounds bad because they were so scared. And people are like, oh, I bet I can handle it. And so you get people. So these kind of early things you hear about a movie, the trailer teases intense action, including submarine and aerial stunts. Well, I mean, listen, we know it's Tom Cruise. I don't want to sound like a hater because I do like these movies. I'll probably go see it. But they're all sort of blurring into the same movie. Like, dun, dun, he runs here really fast.
I think this is number 8. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Fast and Furious, haven't they run out of gas yet?
Well, I had to write a new theme for myself because I saw one of these, then I saw the next one, and it was like, dun, 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 dun. Not as good. Not as good.
That's like a good Hollywood minute joke.
Dun, 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 dun. Not as good.
Not the same. All the same.
Seen it before.
You've seen it once. You'll see it again. We know.
No, but
they learn from Fast and Furious. Everyone
not
goes
as
and goes.
Good. Seen it before.
Isn't great.
It's great.
He's a bit older. Not much older.
I tell you what, I would love to have Tom Cruise on this podcast. I don't do it because it's easy. I do it because it's hard. Because I want to understand how he is sprinting like that. Is it sped up effects? Because that's I know he swims underwater, hangs off planes, but sprinting at 60 or whatever, it's 62, like they show him sprinting, is pretty extraordinary. So
in hard shoes. I bet he sneaks some Skechers on under there. You know, when they do the close-ups.
Dun 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 dun. Wear Skechers. Wear Skechers.
Dun 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 dun. I wear Skechers. They look like hard shoes. I wear them. They spray paint them black.
But go falsetto for a second for me.
But
with something. Dun 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 dun, dun dun. No reason for another Mission Impossible movie. Dun dun dun.
There's a new hot chick in everyone that comes out. You will like her.
28.
I'm 68. She's 22.
I'm 22 75. And you're 75. Too much of an age gap. Too much of an age gap. That's not even the rhythm. Too much.
No one mentions she's too young.
It's great, but every woman that I know that has power is going way younger too. So it's not just a man.
Two-way street.
Madonna.
Hey, get out there. Hey, Bill Belichick. Go.
Bill Belichick is great. And I did a podcast with him. He's such a nice, sweet guy. I can see why she's brilliant. The football.
Now get in there. Mm-hmm. Between sex, let's huddle up.
Dun, 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 dun. Give it
Bill
Mission Impossible.
Belichick.
73, 21, heart attack.
Too much.
Check with your cardiologist. See if you can take the beating.
Used to be pros. Now it's college. Because he coaches college now.
Why is that so funny? Because it's just information.
It doesn't really even fit that much.
It's not a put down. She's like, used to be a pro. Now it's college. Kind of a has been, sort of a has been. Used to be pro. Now it's college. But college is not a step down. There's college players, because of NIH and all these rules, that they stay in college as long as they can. Name, image, likeness.
Grandpa? No, it's my
gymnast from LSU.
Boyfriend.
Very pretty young lady. Makes $4 million. Makes $4 million for going to college.
He does TikTok if I tell him.
What?
I see him on TikTok. He's like, hey, Macarena, or whatever. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh boy. I'm starting to like the Trump. Just this.
I like Trump now. He comes up. He puts about as much into it as me in like a fight scene. I'm like this. I can do this. I don't need a stunt man. They're like, I
know, it's the funniest. Like, who would? I don't even know what Obama's dance is, or Jimmy Carter's was, or any of these presidents.
All the girls want Obama. That's for sure.
Rumors of trouble in paradise. I don't repeat rumors, but
he came solo. What is the deal?
Separation. Trial separation.
Where is she?
Time apart. See if it's better for both of them. Trial separation. Trial. Is Heather laughing, or we're just punchy?
She's kind of quietly laughing.
Will Heather
herself
do one? Can you hand her a mic?
Yeah, Heather, yell one.
What theme?
Bum 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 bum.
Thank you for bringing back TikTok. It's a joke going around.
Oh, he says.
Obama instead of...
They're thinking Obama.
No, it's like a joke. It's like a diss to Trump.
Oh.
No, I'm actually thinking President Obama. They skip right over.
Oh, they try to say that Obama fixed TikTok because. Did you?
Sophisticated, a joke within a joke.
It's good. It was a good swing, and you don't have a microphone, so you had a lot going against it. But I understand. What was the thing where? Who's the speaker? Mike Johnson. Have you seen when he talks about meeting with Biden? He goes, "Sir, why did you do this?" He goes, "I didn't do that." And he goes, "Yes, you did." And he goes, "I said we'll look into it." And he goes, "No, you did sign that bill." And he goes, "Who's there?"
Jeez, he's gone downhill even since I did him on SNL.
I know. When he's at the inauguration, he's just staring in his face with his wife Jill, and he's like this. I like this guy, and she's like, "No, you don't. It's Trump." He goes, "Oh, I don't."
I'll tell you one thing, because that was in the indoors, and they placed Biden and Mrs. Biden, Joe Biden, right next to each other, right over Trump's shoulder, and he's just giving him the biggest beatdown.
So
It's been a
rude.
total disaster. Problems.
So
And Biden
rude.
is looking down, itching his face, like, what is this? Talk about it's the time.
What is he talking about? That guy
Total
sounds like a real jerk.
We're going to take our country back. We're going to take it back. We all know how to take it back. Everybody sees it. Everybody's talking about it. And we're taking it back.
Duck.
And Biden and they took a beat down, man. It was
Fun.
for the ages.
All right, next story. We beat out the.
I guess I'm
Mission
going to
Impossible.
retire the Mission Impossible thing.
Yeah, unless it comes up again.
Unless it comes
Yeah,
up
we
again.
can always bring
I'll
it up.
it'll never ever go totally away. All right. Good morning. Good morning.
This is a U.S. Naval Recruiting Office in Alhambra. That's right around here. Okay, play it.
All right.
这是我单位的领导。你好，简单的 PRT 的一个 brief 仅此而已，不会真正的。
They are Asian. You wouldn't think so. Okay, so every recruiter here is Chinese, as well as all the people coming to enlist. The working language is Chinese. This was filmed by a Chinese YouTuber. So there, you can turn it off. It's too loud. It's too loud. And I don't know Chinese as well as I thought I did. Is that Mandarin, Dana? Does that just mean Chinese?
It's
Or is
I guess
Mandarin-
it's a dialect in China. Yeah,
Okay.
I went with my wife because my feet are kind of gnarly. I know you're a bath guy. You're a bubble bath guy.
I still do.
You're a bubble bath guy, so you can reach
Okay,
and
let's say I am.
see, and you wash your feet intentionally. But I don't take baths, so I'm in a shower, and I don't have nowhere to put my foot, so my feet are gnarly. So I went to a
Nowhere to put my foot. What's
well, if I'm
happening?
trying to clean my feet and stuff,
Oh,
you're going to lift up.
you
your
don't have a
foot
step or something.
Not really, and then I can't.
That's what you
I'm not
need.
wearing readers in the shower, so I'm Mr. Magoo in there.
You
so,
don't know where your feet are.
long story short, I go to a place. They call it a mani-pedi. You know all this because you're a metrosexual.
That's
A
why you know
mani-pedi,
boyfriend.
manicure, pedicure. Pedicure is the hands. I don't do that. But they're doing my feet, and they're incredibly charming people from somewhere in Asia.
Set it up.
So I said, "How do you say thank you in Mandarin?" And she said, we are Vietnamese, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I go, fuck me. And they go,
What?
no, that means hello in Vietnamese. You know?
Fuck me, does.
No, I asked her, what is thank you in Vietnamese? She said, come on. Come on. Come on.
Let's come and get some.
No, she just said, come on. Come on. You got to do the accent. Come on. She goes,
Oh,
you're doing it right. A lot of people come in and say, come on. You know, like American accent. You're best. So
I say, you know, how you
And
say thank
that-
you. You go rack 'em.
that is my mani-pedi story. That is my man. Not really
All right.
interesting.
Well, the Navy's going to have some Chinese people, so that's good or bad. I don't know. They're allowed to get other
the American
countries.
Navy is going to have foreign nationals in their military. No,
It seems like it.
really.
From that video, it just
Oh.
seemed like it.
I don't know.
All right,
Can't
go
we
to the
all
next
get
one.
along? I'm an old hippie.
We're going to get along because I don't want a war.
Me neither. I hate
What
them.
is this? A guy with pants on or a towel or what? Let's play it.
This is a $900 towel skirt. Imagined by Balenciaga,
Ooh.
it manipulates a belt and button closure to bring shower
He has to
attire
rub his
to the
wiener on the way
public eye.
down.
This is a $900
So this guy's clothes on. You get out of a shower and you put that on so it won't fall down. It's a towel with a button.
No, you wear it out.
It's a shower, new clothing.
It's
shower.
clothing. It's like a skirt.
It's like a skirt, and you put it on outside and walk around.
I like when Dana's like, what the fuck is going on in the world?
Okay.
Yes, and it's expensive. $900 towel. Comes with a button.
That's great. $900 to put a button on a towel. Call it a skirt. Okay.
I'm in the wrong biz.
That's a good business plan, you know. Cross section. Kat and I are doing.
Yeah. How much was it? 900? Balenciaga. I like that Balenciaga got in trouble for some sketchy stuff, and they're back full swing. Nobody gives a fat buck anymore.
Yeah, there's no more cancel culture, kind of, right? Or
I mean,
unless it's Harvey Weinstein or something. That's a good one. But
he's literally grandfathered in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's another one? Do we have any other ones? Oh, how would you like to be skiing and this happens? This is really worst case scenario. You're skiing, you're on the lift. This is going to be a great day. Go ahead. A freezing geyser of water, and you can't move. Look at the guy's kicking his leg. What do you do, Dana?
Freezing guy. Well,
it's freezing water on your snow, so it's freezing as it hits you, literally freezing. I would have to jump off. I'd have to find some way out. I couldn't take it.
Well, first of all, for the people driving, so you're just going down a ski lift. Apparently, the ski lift stops, and then there's a broken main or something, and ice cold water is spraying up on you and freezing on your body, and they're just hanging there. What happened? Did they jump or?
I don't know. TikTok didn't tell me the rest.
Would you jump? Would it be safe to jump?
I saw one where the ski lift went on 5 times as fast, and people were whipping around at the bottom, and it just throws them off, and everyone's jumping back going, what are you doing? And people are coming there going, jump off. And then it goes, kadoosh, they're on that hairpin, and it just flips them backwards, upside down, and people are flying. That one's gnarly. We'll play that next week.
Danglers are kind of funny. I'm not really into danglers, I always get a little nervous when I'm dangling, Like you just, if you're on some amusement park ride that's going up, and you just have this little thing. But I would say, have you ever been on a tram and it's like 2,000 feet down? And even though the odds are in your favor, you're like, I'll be glad when we get to the base camp.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. When you see these people, like let's say this, and they say, it was like that for 11 minutes. Or they were dangling upside down a roller coaster and they got saved after 40 minutes. In your head, you think, I could probably take 40 minutes out. But when you're there, there's no time limit. You don't know that yet. So in your head, you're spinning out going, this could be 3 days. Can I live? But when you hear later they were saved and the time frame, you go, maybe I could do that long. But you don't know.
I've told you this before, I think, but maybe only once. I was somewhere doing a corporate date, and then I was going to christen a roller coaster. But it was gigantic. It was like Magic Mountain on acid. And I'm watching it upside down and turning and going like a pretzel in the sky, like a 5-mile loop. Sure. And then I'm going, okay, I'll do it. I said, all right, fine. And then they go, the temperature just dropped too much. You can't go. So, of course, to be a hero, I said, are you fucking kidding me? I want on that thing now. But anyway, I didn't have to do this silly thing.
You were never getting
because if it goes up and then if it freezes upside down, then they've got to get the hook and ladder, and you just have it ruins your day.
Not a chance in the world I would do that. I'm such a magnanimous puss, dandelion. I could not be upside down on a roll.
Well, I'm trying to calm down most of my life. I'm not looking for thrill rides at this point in my existence. I'd rather be on a seaside chateau with a cocktail, looking at the seals play on the beach.
My medulla oblongata getting slapped around my head, and my C5.
You get enough adrenaline rush from just walking out on a stage and stand up all the time.
I get adrenaline from seeing that the fires are contained. They're not even fully contained, the regular ones. Now we get this new mother effer out there. All right, we can wrap up, Dan. Let me see.
So hopefully the next Fly on the Wall or podcast, I will not have this disease.
You were fine, Dana. No one has any complaints.
It's just when you cough a lot over a period of days. It's kind of sore. I'm not complaining. A lot of people have it worse in the world, but it's a little bit uncomfortable.
When we get off the air, I'll ask you if you have any extra codeine cough syrup, and then I'll drive up there 3 hours just to get
It's the one thing I'm allergic to.
No, we get it anyway.
I've got some stuff I can take. Yeah, I have stuff I'm taking.
For me,
it just hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah,
that's all.
Anyway, don't hide, divide. You know what I'm saying? Don't be tight.
Splurge on the urge to emerge.
You know what I learned in school? How to share. Okay. All right. So Dana,
I learned watching cartoons. What's up, Doc?
Yeah. What's up, Doc?
So we've learned a lot.
Okay. Thanks everybody
Thanks for
whatever.
listening and watching. And we're going to have some guests coming up pretty soon. We're going to explore AI and Bitcoin. We have a lot of questions for these people. So stay tuned.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh. Okay, Vanessa Bayer is today.
Vanessa Bayer.
What a lovely girl. We had a great time with her. She's an SNL vet from not very long ago. She
had a great run.
Took off.
Like a lot of people started as a feature, moved up to the main cast, and just created a lot of indelible, wonderful characters. Her Laura Parsons, who acts out like adult movies. She does a lot of childlike things in such a funny way. Her Miley Cyrus is hysterical.
Yes.
And she's just really, really sweet. And she talks a bit in her new show. She talks about surviving childhood leukemia. So there's a seriousness to it and how it affected the rest of her life. And so in this new show, I love that for you. It's about
I thought it was I love you for that, but it's I love that for you.
I love that for you. I wrote it down because it is one of those on Showtime. So she's adorable and talented, and this was a really, really fun podcast.
Yeah, I saw that. And then she comes in, and Molly Shannon, the great Molly Shannon.
And Molly and Shannon and her together.
Yeah, so that's a score. I have to tell you, off the record, Dana,
off the record,
I cram these things in. This is just a quick story.
Okay.
I told Dana the other day that I auditioned for the Monkees. He wanted to find out what happened. So the Monkees is a band.
Oh, I knew. I was in that era. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave. I mean, I knew they weren't the Beatles, but I was watching that show every
Dana,
night.
I just got the numbers, and our crowd is 4 to 7 year olds. That's our big demo that listens to this podcast.
So it went from 2 to 5 to 4 to 7.
Yeah, we're going up.
We're getting more mature.
So
they reboot it.
They reboot the Monkees.
And they want you maybe to play.
Right when I move out here, I'm just starting stand up. I'm staying with Kevin. I'm staying with you maybe at that point, or the Funny Boys, Jim and Jonathan, on their couch. So I'm barely here. I'm back and forth to Phoenix.
Oh, you just arrived.
Scottsdale, yeah. So Bud Friedman, the legendary owner of the Improv, sees me do a few spots, lets me stand. I'm probably 20. He goes, David, they're doing a Monkees reboot or something.
Yeah.
They never call it a reboot. They're going to do the Monkees again. It's called the New Monkees. I go, oh yeah? And he goes, you should... I could try to get you an audition for that. He goes, you look young. You look like you're 15. I go, oh yeah. I go, but the only thing is I skateboard, but I don't play, I don't really sing or do band. He goes, it doesn't matter. These shows are like all fake. You just go in there and they have someone do it for you and it's all lips. I go,
such a nice man, Bud.
He goes, I'll get you in. I go, all right. I have to drive back to LA. Then I have to fly back on Southwest to do it. And I go to Warner Brothers and I go to some trailer. It's not quite as glam as you see in the movies. So this dusty trailer looks like a school trailer. And they're like, next! So all these kids are there and they have
cattle call.
Yeah, cattle call. Cattle call.
That's what they call it.
Textbook cattle call.
Yeah.
I go in, they all look like me, and they're all little squirts. They're all fucking...
Oh, I love it. Don't you love it when you go to audition and I see all guys with weak chins? I'm like, everyone in here has a weak chin.
Spades.
Why am I in here?
Yeah. And they're all like, but some cool like band looking dudes, So I walk in, I literally sit down and he goes, so looking at you're a comedian? I go, yeah, pretty fucking funny if you go by the world. And he goes, so what instrument you play? And I go,
tambourine.
I don't play an instrument. He goes, you sing? And I go, no. And he goes, what are you doing here? And I go, well, and he goes, do you know what this is? I go, it's the Monkees. It's all pretend. And he goes, well, you sing and play good.
Well, they learned, the real Monkees learned to play their instruments later. They had such a chip on their shoulder. They learned it and went out and toured and played all the instruments. But the initial, they didn't.
Yeah. But of course, I look like the biggest asshole in the world. And he goes, so why would you come in? And I go, I skateboard. And he goes, Well, this isn't the X Games. Who gives a fuck? So
what's your agent at this point?
I know, it was Bud Freeman.
Oh, it was Bud
He just
Freeman?
told me to go in. I didn't have an agent.
Take it outside.
So then I fucking cab back to the airport, back to Southwest going, I feel like I nailed it.
You were the surfer, skateboard, teen idol
Got
look
me nothing.
back then.
So. Yeah. Hey, so here we go. Here's Vanessa Bayer. Where? Oh, there she is. Is that her?
That's her. Yeah.
That I showed up a minute late like a little princess.
Jeez, Meg Markle's finally here.
Jeez, good Lord. Where's Chuck? Where's the big-eared guy?
Oh, here's my microphone. Sorry, Vanessa. I'm new. Do I need a microphone? So
this is David's first podcast. Vanessa is first time hosting a podcast right now. And you have a Broadway video sweatshirt.
I have this on today, and I thought I'll keep it on.
Yeah.
For those of you at home.
Go team.
Dana, what's Broadway Video?
For those of you at home who don't know, Broadway Video is sort of a production company started by a gentleman by the name of Lorne Michaels, a Canadian gentleman, and they sort of do all kinds of activity and television shows.
That's all I got.
You know, David, when you get your check for Coneheads, if it says Broadway Video, don't be frightened. It's still going to clear.
David, Dana, if you're going to interview Vanessa, remember to be very clear. Be very, very brief and be on point. Thanks, Lauren. Call you soon. I really love you. Talk to you later, Lauren. I don't even know what I'm doing. That's all I got. Mic drop. Let's get housekeeping.
Do you want me to record on QuickTime?
Greg?
I haven't heard about QuickTime since I watched little porn clips when I was like 22.
I had Quick Chips. Remember Quick Chips from 1962?
No.
You youngins don't remember. In my day, we had Quick Chips.
Vanessa, we're going to let you talk in about a half hour. Just hang tight.
Oh, I can't. Whenever.
We're really self-involved. We're horrible hosts.
I want to tell you guys, I was just on a plane. I'm in New York now. I was just on a red eye. That's not what I had to tell you.
That's great news.
I love plane stories.
Yeah. So anyway, I slept a little, whatever. But I was thinking about just now, I was like getting ready for this, and I didn't need to tell you at all that I was just on a red eye. That's not part of the story, actually. But I was thinking about how excited I was to do this because I really love both of you so much. And I just want to say, like, I truly, like, you're two of my favorite, like, comedians and actors. And I just thinking about getting to do this with you and how influential both of you were. Like,
Thank you.
Just am so happy to be doing this.
Let's end it there.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
So, thank you for having me.
We're going to take a quick break now with our sponsor. That's been Vanessa
She got
Bayer.
the cue card we sent her.
That's so nice. Right back at you. You know what I thought about you, because it's okay to be nice and sincere in 2022, I think. Because when I thought about you and I hosted the show, I thought, damn, she's like an incredibly nice person. Like, literally, that's kind of, was I mistaken?
That's the question.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really. I
like the whole cast too, but
No.
But I remember you, Fred. They're all that cast was great. But anyway,
yeah, but no, I hope that I am a nice person, but even if I was like a real nasty monster, I still meant what I said about you guys.
That's nice. Now, Vanessa,
we have it recorded, and it'll be on a tape loop. So we're gonna work that on Instagram.
We were wondering just quickly, who is the biggest pitch in the show again? I think you were just quickly.
Just who did you hate someone on 8H?
Yeah.
You don't have to say the name, but was there someone you go, man, I hate that fucking person?
I mean,
no, I'm kidding. Don't you have to.
No.
She's like, 8 people came to mind. She's like, well, let me whittle this
I was
down.
going to start going through a list for you. No, I wasn't.
Yeah. I think you guys had a good little squadron there when you were there. And I think you came on in 2010. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And you had a pretty long run, it says. And someone asked me at TMZ at the airport the other day, literally, they're like, you know, and he goes, is everyone leaving too quickly? I think Pete's been there for 8 years and Kate's been there for 10. I'm like, too quickly. I
know.
I stayed like 6. I think Farley and Sandler were 5. They go, why did people leave? I go, because it's a mental and physical beating every day.
Yeah. I was there for 7, and I think Kate and 80 were there for 10.
That's a lot.
Cecily's been there for 10.
Yes.
I mean, Keenan's been there.
Keenan was there before
7 years
Lorne.
old when we were there. Yeah.
Keenan predated Lorne. He was there
He
with
grew
a
up
different,
there.
in 1971, and there was a whole different, it was called SNL Nights. And I can't remember who the producer was. It
He
might
was
have been
actually
a young
Rodney
Dick
Allen
Cavett. Dick Cavett was the producer of SNL Nights in 71, and Keenan was the #1 cast member. That's all. We'll let you talk now. But if we're talking about cast members, it's kind of interesting because it changed a lot for you. I had the same, and then I had the bad boys come in. You know, Spade being one of them, Farley, Sandler, and Rob Schneider. So you started as a feature player, and you had Zeth and Bobby Moynihan, Andy Samberg, Jason Sudeikis, and then Cecily Strong or Cecily? Cecily Strong came. Sorry.
Yeah. Cecily, Kate, and 80 came my 3rd year. And I knew 80 from Chicago.
Okay.
And she was a good friend of mine. So that was incredible. But all of them were so great. And by the way, I have if you look it up, it says I have the record for the woman who was there the longest because I was there 7 seasons, but they were all there
the whole time with you.
10 seasons. So it just hasn't been updated.
Yeah, I read that about you, and it said
It's not true.
149 episodes in 7 seasons. So that means you had episodes where you went past 20 shows a season.
Well, yes, exactly. It was a technicality that I had was the most shows because other women had been there for 7 seasons, but their seasons just weren't as long.
Is that Maya?
Right.
I think it's Maya. Maya.
Rudolph
I'm going to call you the champion. I don't think I'd be out of place to call you the champion of Saturday Night Live episode quadrants or whatever.
Dana, do you know how many shows or years you did, or how many shows actually?
I was just shy of 7 years, David. Thank you for asking. We'll be with you in a minute. This is not about me. No, I was as close. There was a strike, so I only ended up with 130 episodes, but it was basically 7 seasons. So yeah. I think that's a good run. 7. What was it? What did anything in specific participate your departure? Since all your bandmates, a lot of them were staying.
Yeah. Well, a couple. The main thing was 7 years was the contract, as you know, right? It was probably was it the contract when you were there? No, maybe not.
I think it was 5. Yeah.
5. Okay. It was 7 for us. And I just couldn't envision an 8 scam. My 2nd or 3rd year, I think my 3rd season, the pay went up. Ooh. And it was the first time it had gone up since you guys were there. Mm-hmm. So it was wait,
without you asking, it went up? It just sort of bumped?
I think they realized that, meaning the pay for everybody, that set rate that you get, you get a certain amount your first year. It stayed the same since I think the 90s. And then eventually in 2012, they were maybe we should add to this a little because of inflation.
A few pennies.
So you had 3 roommates. You couldn't afford an apartment. So then you got down to 2 roommates. Yeah.
It was cool.
We got paid not well. Vanessa, just on the side note that we all, I think no one has leverage when they get hired because no one's famous. No one has any.
Right,
you just say,
right.
I'll sign on the dotted line. And then the last year we got all tough and Farley and Adam and I asked for a raise and we said we were not coming back to the show. Can you believe how crazy we were? And Lauren goes, that's fine. And we go, wait, no, we're not coming back. Show will collapse. He goes, no, I think it'll stay.
Have you met Will Ferrell? He's
Will was coming in, and I was like, I didn't know he was such a home run hitter, but
he's awfully good.
We actually backed ourselves into a corner because we didn't know what to do. We were like, wait, are they not going to do anything? And we don't go. I mean, and then I think he talked to Bernie Brillstein. This is how old we are, and Bernie met him in the
Santa
middle.
Claus superstar talent manager.
Okay.
He just said, give them half of what they want and let's just go. And
that's good.
It was something. And then those guys left, I guess, got fired. I didn't know Sandler and Farley got fired till a year ago, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that?
I kind of heard about it, but I didn't really understand what happened.
That it could be possible.
Yes. But also it was just confusing because it seemed like they were so beloved, but stuff was happening with the network or something.
I think they wanted to start over. Like, let's get new people in. I don't know. It seems dumb. I thought they were both doing so well in movies. They just left and it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. I don't think anything at SNL, the culture of it would be you're called in and someone tells you, by the way, you can get your things and leave the building. Yeah, I think
it's like a game of it's like a cast member telling you, "Oh, I think you're fired."
That's true.
It's a slow motion thing. It's like SNL. You never quite know what's going on. Maybe it's by design.
True.
Where's my desk and what am I doing? How did you land on that when you first got there?
That's such a good point because it's like they probably don't even know. Like Adam probably doesn't really know exactly because you sort of hear, and then it's like through reps, and then there's like. Yeah, you're right. You're
Rumors,
right. Nobody
and then,
knows.
And
it's never like, let's have a talk. Can you come to my office? And you're like, oh,
yeah.
And he's like, it's just not working out. It's just, with us, it was Marcy Klein or Shoemaker going.
Right. Totally.
And you'd see people running out of Lauren's office in tears, just grabbing their script. I don't want to leave.
I remember Erin Maroney, this girl that worked for Lauren. She used to come down and poke her head in my office and go, Lauren's really mad at you. And then she'd run off. And I'd go, well, he isn't mad at me? But it was so easy to get me going because it made sense. Because he could be mad about anything.
They said, Lauren really likes you. And that was scarier. Lauren really he does? Oh.
So Vanessa, I'm going to get into some SNL stuff because Dana's obviously
I didn't do my research. No, I actually I did a little edible.
You don't know this, but you started in 2010.
Right.
And I'm going to go through a couple of things with you.
Okay, I'll take it.
Were you, okay, first we're going to go back to when it says, because we're going to talk about your show name, and Dana and I argued, it's either called, hang on, Dana, I love you for that, or I love that for you.
Well.
Or wrong.
I was going to say, it's I love that for you.
Oh, we both missed it?
But it makes sense you'd be confused because initially it was called Big Deal. And then we changed it to I love this for you.
Right.
And then Showtime did like research because they were like, we're not sure that's the phrase. And the more common phrase is I love that for you. So honestly, I feel like any collection of those kinds of words.
Yes.
Right.
Does that sort of sound, is it supposed to be condescending when people say that?
Yeah,
to you?
it's supposed to be like, it's a lot of people on like a home shopping network would say that, but it's also kind of this phrase that's used a lot. Sometimes genuinely, sometimes condescendingly. We sort of love like all the kind of takes it could, all the kind of ways you could interpret it.
Is true. I bought a house once and my friend had a girlfriend that was 20 and I was 35 and it was the first time I'm buying a house. It was pretty big. And she looked at it and I go, isn't this great? She goes, I think it's good for you. And I go, what does that mean? And he told me later, she thought it wasn't big enough for her to live in. I go, this is the biggest house I've ever bought to that point in my life. And I was like, dude, I don't know. But that's how it is. It sounded nice and I walked away feeling crummy and I go, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's just got a little twist in it.
Right on the edge of being patronizing.
Yeah.
But
I love that
but
for
in
you.
the show, because I watched, it's on Showtime and I watched
Showtime and streaming.
Oh, and streaming?
And streaming through Showtime.
Okay.
Through Showtime.
Like if you get like Hulu with a Showtime
accent.
Bump.
Yeah. It's not Showtime Plus, though. Is there no Showtime Plus?
No, there's Paramount Plus.
There's
Peacock
Paramount Plus.
Plus.
I think there is a Showtime app.
Yeah.
If you have,
they'll figure it out. So I'm sorry to concentrate on that part.
Well, I wrote a pilot for a show recently called "How to Find That Show," and it's kind of it's an office thing. It doesn't. But go back to your show. So it seems like you're a master of. I don't know because I was looking at all your stuff, like of this very fine line, this sort of archetypal character you have that plays the line of sarcasm and sweetness. And how would you describe like what you and Molly Shannon are doing on your show as far as the banter and the subterfuge and things mean this and that? I mean, obviously, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's the thing of just trying to be, just trying to be sweet and stuff, but not fully, but also like trying to keep up. And so just talking to sort of like, look, I'm doing it now. I don't even know, but it's just kind of like trying to sort of seem like like this character is like with it and understanding and fits in when really she's just like trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed to me like you have characters, a lot of your characters you're pulling for immediately. You have a very genuine sweetness and authenticity, and you're always smiling and you're always upbeat. Like when they're just little things, they're doing your hair and you're kind of excited. No one gives a shit that you have this new job, and you're like the only one excited at a new job, and everyone has been in that position, or a lot of showbiz people have, and everyone's jaded. But you don't really know what the sharks are going to be like when you get to a new position. When I got to SNL, I thought they'd be like, he's a jolly good fellow. Every time I go in the room, I go, is it a surprise party for me? And they're like, no one even knows you're here. And actually, they're mad you are. So it's different. So you get hired at this home shopping network, but you're like a really good person and very excited about it. And you're going to a place where I'm not giving a lot away, I don't think. But, everyone's sort of in the groove. It's kind of like SNL. Everyone's doing their thing and everyone's sort of quietly competitive, and everyone doesn't know if they like the new person. They're dealing with you, and then you, I think, have to at some point, as genuine and sweet as you are, you realize I have to make some moves here to keep up, or I'm done.
Yeah, totally. And I created it with other SNL people. My co-creator Jeremy Byler and I like wrote together SNL. Jesse Klein, our showrunner, worked at SNL. So we saw like parallels, like even like I don't know if you guys felt this way, but my first day, I was just like, there were so many famous people, and I just was like, now I have to work with these people, and I have to just kind of be like, normal with them. And that was hard for me. And I had to, you have to fake it.
Well, you walk in and you probably have some SNL people that have been there for a while. And also even writers are intimidating. You hear good big writers are there.
Yeah. Because you just want them to like you. Yes. It's all you want. So it's for the writers to like you.
It's kind of just like Larry David does a version of just awkward situations that are subtly played. It's kind of fun to act like that, right? To be that character.
Yeah, totally. And I also think because I think because I smile a lot and I like have this nice demeanor, which I'd like to think is genuine, but I guess, we'll see if we get a season 2.
You tricked Dana. He thinks you're nice.
You're not even from Canada or Minnesota, right?
But I'm from Cleveland. I'm from the Midwest.
That explains it.
Molly and I are from like the same part of Cleveland.
Oh, really?
We're from like 15 minutes from each other.
Both the most likable people.
You're both extremely likable. And I was excited when I saw that you were in a show together. So I thought you have a comic sensibility that would match very nicely the way you play.
It's so fun getting to do it with her. It's how I feel about you guys. It's just like, oh my God, this is a dream. But
Thank you.
Because of that smiling and be like my demeanor, I feel like it's fun because I can sort of get away with more things. And I think this as this character, probably in real life too.
Well, sure. And then extended going to SNL for a sec, because I looked at some of your stuff. There's some great YouTube videos that kind of show a lot of yours that I was aware of, but to watch it again, Laura Parsons, who talks like a child star and then goes way out of bounds. It's sort of that smiling, super likable, but then says the totally inappropriate thing. It just feels like it's a wheelhouse that you have, And I love the bar mitzvah boy. It's so, that character, Jacob.
The name's Jacob, yeah.
He's so cute and sweet. And you captured a boy that's like 12 or something.
Yeah.
Completely. And they try to interact with him, but he just keeps reading his script of what he's supposed to say. He's not like warm. No. He's kind of like rude.
And very stuck on his script. It really is a funny observation that he just has to keep going back to his speech. Yeah.
Well, I think boys that age too. I just think boys that age are so awkward. And especially when they have to have bar mitzvahs, they don't know like how to navigate that like formality. And so they just like go like this to like put their glasses up and stuff because their like hands are.
It looks like high pressure. I went to a bat mitzvah last weekend. It looks like such high pressure.
I gotta hear. Who else was telling me they were going? Oh, yeah, I know what you went to, and I got to hear about it.
It was pretty highfalutin.
What was it like? Was any celebrities there?
Conan was there.
Conan.
Yeah.
I think he has a pass to go to all bat mitzvahs. I've seen him in every one.
Really?
And but he was there, and but. The when they give their speech and stuff, it's about 2 hours, and it's like pressure for the parents. Everyone has to get up and talk. Everyone has to do things. There's a lot of changing of the hands, and then they have to recite. I think she was singing, possibly in Hebrew. Is that possible?
Yeah. You usually have to sing like your. I could be getting this like your Haftorah portion or something. Yeah. And it's all like, like it's all like, kind of like, what?
There were some toe tappers in there. I didn't understand all of it, but.
Toe tappers?
Yeah.
But it was nice that you.
Oh, that I went? Oh, you just froze. But I think she said I went. She froze off. I'm just going to talk about myself. I did go. She had a great voice and she sang. And so to combine. Oh my God, Dana's frozen too. Am I the sole survivor?
A little orthopedic.
All right, I'm going to stop talking.
Action. David? David, we've lost him. But we're not frozen, so we can continue. My guest today is Vanessa Bayer, and David will be back in a second. He probably just took a bathroom break. So.
Oh, it all just shut down.
He's coming back. Rachel from Friends. I just have a list of some of your greatest hits that are just fun to talk about.
David, are you back?
Unfortunately, yes.
We're so happy.
Did you guys never go away?
We never went away.
Oh, and I was talking about singing?
No, well, we heard past that, and there's something about going to the daytime bar mitzvah, and I said that.
I was saying you went to the service.
Mm-hmm. I went to the service.
There was singing.
I'm going to go back a half hour. I went to the service.
We talked only about you while you were gone, so don't worry.
We talked about how her tunes were toe tappers. And then
we got toe tappers.
She has a great voice. She sang. We did 2 hours. It was interesting, and everyone was excited. And then that night, they had a full-blown rager.
All right, a super spreader event. Omicron 3.B-7X.
I think I had the most germs out of anyone. You know what happened is, I think you were just talking about Jennifer Aniston. My daughter was so excited to meet Jennifer.
We'll finish up that thought if we have a second.
We'll go back.
But
the funny thing was, I was at the table and I go and I said, "Hey, you guys want a drink?" I was running the bar and it was 3 celeb types. No, 2.
2.5 stars.
I'm going to go grab, and I go, "You guys want anything?" But I was a little buzzed, and they go, yeah, maybe like a vodka soda with a splash. And the other one's like, "Yeah, I'll take like maybe a cream de cassis, lemon twist." I go, "Yeah, yep." And then I'm walking, and I'm realizing I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it over and over in my head, and like playing telephone with myself, but I'm saying it back wrong too. And then people are like, "Spader," and I know people there, and I'm like, hold on. And then I come back to the table and I'm like, "Here's your Jaeger bomber and a side of spaghetti." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "What did you want?" And of course I botched the whole thing. Anyway, we can cut that out.
I'm never going to be a bartender at Bar Mitzvah after hearing that story. I will never allow myself to get recruited to serve drinks.
We had a great time. And then I think I left with Harper, my daughter, but Halsey was about to sing. And Charlie Poop? What's his name? And Chuck Poop. And they sang, and then but the one before that was when I was leaving with my mom when the other daughter had a rager, and my mom was like, "Oh, my feet are tired." I go, "We can get you out of here." So we've been here like 3 hours. So we're walking out, and this guy goes, "Don't go." And I turn around, it's Adam Levine, and he's got his shirt off. And my mom goes, "Ooh, who are you?" And he goes, "I'm a singer. I'm going on right now. It's a surprise." And she goes, "Oh, why are we leaving?" I go, "You wanted to leave." And she goes, "No, let's stay a couple." And I go, she goes, "I got my Skechers on. I'm fine." So we go back in, and then she just is like holding her phone up like every kid there watching Adam.
Oh my God. That's so fun. Those must have been the most fun bat mitzvahs of all time. I just hear, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I mean, it was just like just a fun party, and they all got to talk and sing and do everything. But anyway, back to this. So you did you're talking about her impression of Aniston, which is great.
Very cool impression. that Vanessa did, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I was just saying it was like she was sort of she was considered like a friend of the show, and no one was really doing her.
It's true. I was like, I don't think I've seen people do of all obvious huge stars.
Yeah, because I think they were like, you have to get it. They were sort of like, you have to get it right, and like we love her so much, we don't want to like, even though like I was saying, like I think usually often the impressions are like kind of tributes to people, you know, they're not like negative, they're not, but then I did it on Kimmel, I think, actually. And then I did like Rachel, you know, Jennifer Aniston doing Rachel on Kimmel. And then my next season on SNL, they let me do it like on Weekend Update. And then I did a movie that Jennifer Aniston was in. And that's when I met her. And
was it Office Party?
Yes, Office Christmas Party.
Oh, yeah.
And she was so nice about it. And we were like, she was like, I don't know if it was her or Chris McMillan who does her hair, who's also so fun. One of them was like, it was one of their ideas, I think, maybe, or we were all like, that would be so fun for them to come on, for her to come on as. But
did she come on without hosting?
Yeah, she came on. It was like the holiday episode, I think, and I did Rachel, and then she like comes on to update, but she wasn't hosting. She wasn't hosting.
No, that's even bigger for the audience. They go bananas.
Yeah.
Did you have,
you know, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean nothing. I just about your technique. And did you have a line or a little thing that she did as Rachel? That,
I like
that hooked you in.
Well, because I think her going like, like her like thinking. And then
that's like spot on.
And then how she finishes words. She goes like, "That's right." Like she does her
Yeah.
I mean, who am I talking?
That's well observed.
Those are hard to pick up, but Dana's great at that. That's why he's asking.
I'm doing Ross Perot or something. This is a very subtle.
I'm not near your. No, but it was just. It's fun. It's just fun to.
It's incredible. It's incredibly fun. And now that we're here as Vanessa Bayer impressionist, you're Miley Cyrus were you the first one to sort of break that on SNL? Because that's a really fun.
I couldn't believe one of the hosts had like done it in like a sketch or something, but in general, no one was doing her, and I couldn't believe it because she also has such a distinct way of talking.
Right. It's a really deep, sort of twangy voice.
Yeah. And I think we both have these just like enormous mouths with these big teeth. And
she's like, hey, leave me out of this.
And I think it just felt like a natural thing to do. So I auditioned with Miley. I had been working on that. Yeah. And I did this thing about like her comparing herself to, not in like a sacrilege, but her comparing herself to Jesus. Like we both have really long hair and stuff like that. And like, we both have like nails in our hair. I don't know. Like it sounds like really bad in poor taste.
Let me try. I don't do it, but let me try it. Hi, I'm Miley Cyrus. Oh, that's terrible. You just you always say the name of the person you're doing it. You can't do it.
To let people know you're doing it.
This here's Miley Cyrus. How y'all doing? No, it's awful. That's the thing about impressions. You just have to be bad at first. If you say, I'm consciously going to try to do this person, you have to just wander around by yourself.
Yeah.
And do it out loud and be horrible, right?
I do Madonna, but it's on the last day of her 160 city tour when she just left Japan and her voice is fried. Holiday, if we took all.
I'm Madonna.
I saw a video of her and it was the last day of her tour and I'm like, I think she blew a tweeter or something because her voice was so low at that point.
I auditioned with a Madonna and never made it on the show. Yeah.
And how did that go?
That's a tough one.
How did that go, Vanessa? I mean, what was the take?
She was doing a roast of Sean Penn, and guys, it's going to be so bad. You're going to
just say I'm Madonna, and you'll be okay. Hello, I'm Madonna.
It was like this is a roast of my husband, Sean Penn. I don't know.
That's when Madonna had a little bit of a British accent.
Yeah. She used to be more British than now.
Well,
than she is
when
now,
I was,
right?
she's.
We go through that phase. We all do.
She's intimidating. When I was interviewing Sean Penn as the church lady, she was just eagle-eyed, didn't even blink. She was right off the camera, just staring at me. Don't you hurt my husband at the time. Did you have out-of-body experiences? I mean, there's two things I want to get to. One is your audition and what that meant to you and how you kind of got there. We know you went through Second City and other improv groups in Chicago, which seems to be a classic move. But talk to either of those things. Either your audition and how you made your way to that. What was that journey?
I had been living in Chicago. I was in Chicago for like about 5 years, and then I sort of got like fixated on SNL, and I was like, I like submitted a writing packet to them and stuff. And then I took this workshop with this director, Matt Miller, he was sort of starting to do these workshops where you would do like characters and impressions for like 5 minutes to a classroom of people. And then the classroom and he would like give you notes on it.
Perfect.
And then you'd come back in 2 weeks and he'd put it on tape. And the thing that he told us, which was really helpful, was he was like, if you're auditioning for something like SNL, like they want you to be like a good writer too. So it's not just important that your characters and impressions are accurate or like good, but that also that what they're saying is funny.
Yeah.
That like really stuck with me. So
that's
I did that. Part. Yeah, that's the hard part, right? So I did that, and then I had my DVD, and then a year later, SNL came to Chicago, and I basically auditioned for Sharna, the owner of IO, with this DVD. They were coming, and I called to get an appointment, and most people were getting booked for the next week, and she was like, "Can you come in an hour and audition for me?" Ooh. To get into the SNL showcase. Ooh, and so I just watched my DVD that I'd given her a year before.
Yeah.
And never looked at it, I don't think. But, and I watched those characters, and then I came in and I just did them for her, and she put me in the showcase.
And then you got seen at the Improv Olympics by some SNL people.
I got seen at IO, and then,
who was working in talent? Was it Marcy or was it Shoemaker or any of those guys?
Marcy was like sort of just, Shoemaker left the year before I started, which was so sad. I just missed him. Yeah, exactly. And
down a floor to Seth Meyers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Same floor.
Oh, it is same floor.
Yeah. Same floor, which is crazy. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Marcy was sort of working more on 30 Rock. And so it was Lindsay Shookus and and Ayala.
Oh, I remember Ayala, yeah. She's an agent now, yeah.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
And they come up to you, are they there or they contact you? How does that even work?
So I auditioned and and then they asked, like, I left town right after. I was doing the Del Close Marathon with my improv team from Chicago. And I was supposed to go to New York that weekend to do the Del Close Marathon. And for those who don't know, it's an improv marathon.
And he's kind of the legendary improv teacher, Del Close. Yeah.
So the showcase at IO the first night ran really long. So they moved me to the second night. They added a second night. Oh. And I missed my Del Close Marathon show, which my team fully understood. Why did I bring that up? Oh, but then I went to New York the next day to see my improv team there. And then SNL called and was like, do you want to get drinks with like Lauren and some of the writers and stuff?
Oh my God.
I know. And I was like, I'm not in Chicago anymore. I went to New York, and I was like, and they were like, it's okay. It's fine, whatever. And then they called me and said, like, would you like to come to New York in 2 weeks to do the showcase for the camera test? is what I mean.
Well, that sounds like 2 weeks of hell. As far as nerves, or can we just back up for just a second, really quickly? Yeah. Like how, because I know that people who listen to this want to get on Saturday Night Live or be in show business. Like what in God's name made you think you could do this, and how did you end up doing improv in Chicago? And when did you kind of think to yourself, I think I'm actually really good. I'm really funny. I maybe should be.
So yeah,
it's
it feels
surreal,
so weird to. But it's almost hard for me to talk about this to you guys because you guys are like,
we're scared too.
I mean, like,
well, we all did the same thing, but we all had probably no confidence, and we all are just trying to just inch to the next thing and just hope, crossing our fingers, something clicks or whatever.
Right,
yeah,
right.
It was a fantasy that seemed impossible, really, for the longest time. But then Dennis Miller and friends got on, and it became more reality. But for your journey, I mean, when was the genesis of that? You thinking you might be a funny person in life for a living is such a huge thing.
Anyone who's ever worked with me, excuse me, knows about the all-female sketch comedy and musical parody troupe I was in college called Bloomers.
Okay, so it started in college. Yeah. Okay. Bloomers.
It was, well, I didn't start it. It had been around for about 25 years when I started it. Anyway, so
I love the name. Yeah.
I mean, it's still around. You can still,
it's online.
Next time you're in Philly.
Still no, the show's there. Yeah.
The shows are live in Philadelphia, but I do think they have an online presence now because it's, been such a long time since I was there and the internet was like kind of newer, but I did Bloomers and I loved it. And I was like, I was pretty good at school when I was growing up. Like I was like, if I study really hard, I can get good grades. I'm not saying that I wasn't good at anything else, but I'm just saying like all of my friends were like these incredible athletes and stuff. And I was like, I'll never know what it's like to like be like good at sports or something like that. Like, I just didn't know what it felt like. And then when I started doing Bloomers, I was like, oh, this feels like I get it. Like, I feel like I understand this.
Or you fit in or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt like this is a world where I can thrive kind of. And then I was like, and I was like, this is what I should do. And I also I've talked a lot about with my show coming out, which is kind of about someone who survives like childhood leukemia as I did. And then also, and really once she's done with it, misses all the attention she got and stuff. I was like, I would joke about stuff like that with my friends when I was sick. Like we would joke around a lot. And I was like, I think that actually helped kind of form my sense of humor. And I was like, oh, I should this is the world I want to be in forever.
And when you go through something like that, leukemia, and listen, I've caught myself telling people I have it. I get it. But when you have that,
he got me.
And then you're 15, which is a very formative time of your life, which is very scary, and your whole life's in front of you, but maybe it isn't. And obviously it's great that you got through it. And then you probably develop a sense of humor, you're saying. And then also it said you helped with Make-A-Wish. You did a Make-A-Wish too, right?
I did a Make-A-Wish. Yeah.
And how does that work? Do they check if you're bluffing? I mean, is it just like...
No. So this is a common misconception about Make-A-Wish is that you have to be terminal. You just have to have a life-threatening illness.
Okay. I like that.
You can be like I was actually done with treatment when I had my wish, which was to go to Hawaii. But you do have to have you can't fake that you have a disease, but your prognosis can be good.
Okay. And it says, I think you work with them after too, right?
Yeah. When I was in Chicago, especially, I volunteered with them. And then I've done some stuff with them since with some of their gala, hosting some of their galas.
Sandler does a lot with them. And, Sandler's always quiet about that stuff, but I've been over there at Happy Madison, or he will call and say, hey, we got a kid coming down. Do you want to come down? Because he likes whatever movie or what. And then we'll all, whoever's around can rally down there and just he'll meet us. He plays basketball with him. Then we come and we meet him for lunch, and then we all go back. But the kids, he always makes sure they have a good time. So I really think those things are cool, and I think they do a great job. It's cool.
Awesome. And by the way, on this same subject, how to care for a sick bear, which I read today.
Oh,
and it's beautiful and really emotional because it's such a sweet book. It's for kids to really understand if their friend gets sick, how do they navigate that and react. It's really a sweet children's book.
Well, I sort of I wanted to write that because I was like, I noticed like from me being sick, like a lot of times people get like really freaked out when someone is sick and they think like maybe their personality has changed or something. Like it's like you sort of
awkward.
It's just, especially for kids, it's so scary. But like the lesson that I sort of learned from being sick is like if someone's going through any kind of trauma, like you don't have to like assume that they want to be left alone. Like it's good to like reach out to the person. And then if they want to be left alone, they can tell you, but like, it's good. I don't know.
And is it good to treat them pretty normally? When I meet these kids and stuff, I try to just goof around and be normal and not make such a production out of the fact they're sick. Just treat them like a normal dude or goof around with them or
the same
even
thing
make
if
fun
you visit Walter Reed and people with shattered legs. Same kind of thing. They want you to be kind of up and funny and ask questions.
Like take their mind off it for a second or something.
Yeah.
But it's awkward. It's hard to know sometimes what to say to someone who's having struggles.
Sure.
You know, just
it's like it's really hard for people. And again, I think that's why like I would joke around with my friends a lot when I was sick, not only about like all the perks I was getting, but also about like, I'd be like, you think you're so cool because your hair is real. Cause I was like wearing a wig.
I think you're so cool.
And they would like be like, great, and then they would like come home from like school and like give me all the gossip, like they realized I was like the same person, but it's like so scary for everyone. But I do think like, that's right. Like everyone's still the same. They just have this thing they're going through.
Well, pity is a powerful kind of force. And I, when I had my health issue, blocked arteries and stuff like that, and the doctor had a bad day, but I'm totally fine. But, a lot of what I call the RCA Victor is that the head would tilt to the left like the little dog in the RCA Victor. Are you feeling okay today? I said I either feel perfect or I'm in a hospital. There's no middle ground. I still freaking no in between. Right. So the hangover from you going through this, getting completely healthy, totally rearview mirror, and then probably having, residual people going, "Are you okay, Vanessa? How are you feeling?" And that's not their fault, but it's like you don't want pity. At a given point, you want to go, "I kicked ass. I'm fine." So, I mean, so go ahead, talk to that. I'm just babbling.
No, that's true. I mean, it is like, it's interesting because I sort of went from like everybody knowing that I was sick when I was in high school to then being in college where like nobody knew. Mm-hmm. And it was like, fine, but I had to get used to like, everyone's treating me like normally.
When did you miss it?
Mostly like, what's that? Yeah. I was like, well, but can I kind of cut the line here?
It's like being famous or something.
Well, that's the thing. And then like, I guess I graduated college in 2004 and I got on SNL in 2010. So then I got on SNL. It was like my new leukemia.
No one's ever said that on this podcast. That is great. That's a t-shirt. I'm just saying.
Lauren says, it'll feel like leukemia for the first few weeks.
It'll feel like you have some sort of autoimmune deficiency the first season. It happened to Timmy Meadows.
I have a few hard-hitting questions for Vanessa.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's go. This is called
I
the
was
hot
going
seat
over
section.
some of your things.
Yeah.
And Dana's not brave enough to hit you with these.
I like the nice questions. I don't. David, go give her hell. This is called the spade moment.
You coincidentally make out with a lot of guys in your sketches. My God, Adam Driver, the great looking, Ryan Gosling, the biggest stud in America.
Oh yeah, I saw the Ryan Gosling one. Yeah,
even I think Kristen Stewart, maybe. Hilarious.
Chris
That's
Pratt,
so funny.
So is that planned or just accidental?
And Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is planned. But the Adam Driver one I did not write. But the other ones I helped. I kind of co-wrote all the other ones.
Hey, guess what? Just a news flash so we can trend. All you have to do right now, only if you want to, is say, who is the best kisser? And it's going to be all over Yahoo News.
Oh, that's right. Who is the
But
best
you don't
kisser?
have to. But that's a classic.
I don't have an answer because all of the kisses were different and wonderful in their own ways.
You know what's funny? When I was watching those, I'm like going, you kiss when you have to kiss someone sort of crazy.
Yeah.
It's really not even kissing. You're just like, how do we do this?
Mashing.
It looks nuts, but I don't know if it's sexy. And then you're always wondering, I don't want to get their icy, leathery tongue actually jabbing around. You just never know. Like one time I kissed a girl on an old movie, Dana, and I go, how do you want to do this? I'd never kissed anyone on camera. And she goes, oh, just kiss me like, I'm your girlfriend. Doesn't matter. I don't care anything. Do anything. So I go, okay. And so she came in close and I touched the side of her cheek and kissed her and they go cut and she looks at the director and she goes, can you tell him not to touch my face?
Oh yeah, that you get canceled for that now.
That's a bummer because you asked her. It makes
I asked her and then I go, is that me? And she didn't even look at me. She just looked at the director and I was like, I'm 1 inch away from her going, I'll do whatever you want. I tried. I don't know what to do.
I have a more benign kissing question for Vanessa.
Okay.
Because this may happen to anybody. Did you kiss anyone on SNL where you just had a little bit of a electricity, just a little bit of like, there's a chemistry, this is nothing illicit or pornographic, just like, this is some sort of physical chemistry with. You don't have to give us their name. I'm going for a general. I'm going for a general.
But then give us her name after.
I think I sort of like, it's hard because you're like, if you're in a live sketch, it's like really hard to.
It would happen during rehearsal, probably.
Like a rehearsal or like a pre-tape thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and any of the people we named, I would kiss again.
What about Ryan Gosling? Because my sister who's in her 60s, but she's always like, well, you got to admit, Dane, Ryan Gosling. I'm just saying. She always says, well, you got to admit, Dane. Admit what?
Dane.
Like you're fighting her on it.
He would be. I know. By the way, we'll just inject this as here now. How did we get weird? Podcast you do with your brother, which reminds me of me and my sister. It's really fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Well, I'll just say this, like, as we're recording, I'd love to have both of you as guests sometime, and please agree now, and then it'll be.
I'm not weird though.
I'm going to come on, and I want to talk
so weird
because I love childhood stuff. I love finding out what people. I usually say, what movie or TV show blew their mind. Do they have a bicycle that they liked and a favorite toy? Because
those are so great.
Yeah, and I was going to save these for the end, but if you want to answer those three now, it'd be fine.
Do you have any answers for those?
Young, 10, 11-year-old Vanessa.
What was the first one?
Movie or television show where as a little kid, you go, holy shit, It could be The Wizard of Oz. It could be anything,
I'm sorry to come back to this. It was watching you guys on SNL.
Oh wow!
Damn, that's a first.
It.
That's gonna.
We would. Yeah, watching you guys on SNL. We would watch. We would watch SNL. Here's what we would do. We would watch the movie April Fool's Day. It's a horrible horror movie. It's like
I was thinking, is that a horror movie?
My friend Steffi Rue had the VHS tape, I think. So we would watch April Fool's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes if SNL wasn't on, we'd watch The Incredible Mr. Limpet so we would not be scared.
Oh, Don Knotts. Yeah.
Good.
She also had that on VHS. But then we would stay up and we would watch SNL. And it was like our favorite thing. And we would quote it all week. I mean, you guys were exactly like it just you guys were so funny. I mean, we were doing like Wayne's World, like my friend Lissy did like a Wayne's World, like report, like where they played Wayne and Garth. And like, we were like quoting Tommy Boy, like we were like reenacting Tommy Boyle. Like, it's like, we were just like, it was so great. It was like, we were just laughing all the time to it.
You're a lot younger than I am. So, we had our people too. I mean, the SNL first cast, I was like just starting college, but they were like rock stars. And I can't believe there's people that look like us, act like us on TV, doing crazy stuff. So I get that, but that's
and
always
if you ever
very
run
nice.
into them, I get it, because when I grew up and I had movies that meant a lot to me, and like that's all that meant everything. Because most kids are into comedy, but when you're with your buddies and you're watching a movie and it's so funny and you see it over and over, and then if I ran into Bill Murray, if I ran into Aykroyd, or all these people like Eddie Murphy later in life, and you see him, and you in your head you're still like a kid going, I cannot believe I'm in some scenario where I'm in the same room with these people. Like the SNL 40th was really a candy store.
Yeah.
It's like,
yes.
oh my God.
Vanessa,
then,
I just want to ask her a question real fast, just because it dovetails to what you said. Like, do you have people fan out on you at an airport or somewhere? Oh my God, it's Vanessa Payer! I can't believe it. So how do you react to that? I mean, so you see how it's just you have your fan base, and people be flipped out to meet you and want to be like you, and it's a trip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so nice. It's so crazy. It just is like it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think that, like, because the thing Lauren says. Right?
Is it about that you're not the one that? What is it?
I was going to say the one, and I'm going to try my impression. It's not going to be.
No, everyone has to do one on the show.
Okay.
It's
everybody's favorite cast is the one when they were growing up.
Oh, that's right.
That's what he said.
That's
but I think
one.
that's true. That's not to take any credit away from you guys.
Sure. But it is kind of.
We were in your formative years. You were watching Wayne's World and you were like 11 or 12. There are certain years, or early formative years, teen years, that things just hit you harder. So go ahead,
Right,
David.
right,
And then
right,
you start
right.
going out more. And by the way, we didn't have this benefit of if you miss it, which I miss it a lot, and then it's suddenly on a Twitter, like I follow SNL now, but or it's on Yahoo
Right.
News. There's like, here's our best sketch, or here's 5 sketches. So you go, oh, I didn't even have to watch it. Like it's going to be forced upon me at some point during the week that I see who hosted, who did this and that, and then you go, oh, that's a great benefit of getting the show out there.
Yeah, totally.
I
we
wish
would
we had that.
tape it. I mean, I would tape it a lot if I wasn't home, but then like you start watching it and someone's taped over. It's just like.
It's very
VHS
tough.
just not very reliable.
You wait for a rerun, 6 months later.
I would just, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this, just the idea of the grease paint and the wires and the clothes falling off. Like you're in 8H, you're in your costume, and you're seeing your bandmate, your co-star in the sketch, the wig is riding up, and you're exhausted, or you just bumped your knee, and you're just trying to get the crowd there to like you. And then 10 years later, you see it on YouTube, and it's all shiny and bright, and you have people that are fans of it. But in the moment, it's like, really?
Yeah.
I was just in a dress going, isn't that special? You saw it? It's sort of so surreal.
It's really, crazy.
The second you get done with it and you're doing laundry on Sunday, and then like someone calls you and goes, dude, it's Michael Keaton this week. What do you got? And you're like, we just fucking finished Tom Hanks last night. I mean, God, I got to. That's where the burnout comes from. Is you're there for 100 hosts or something, and you're like, everyone. Glenn Close comes in, Danny DeVito. They go, what do you got for him? And you have to rack your brain and write and just stress about read through, and then you don't get it on. Then you're like, now I'm one show behind for the next show. I got to get something on. And what you're saying about the writers, you want to give them some moves or some chop or be funny around the office, just so they go, oh, maybe you could do that in this sketch we're writing. Or maybe, do you do Miley? And you're like, yeah. And okay, maybe she could be in this sketch. And that synergy is where you have to be sort of ready at all times or have some moves to get in there.
Did you have a character or a sketch that was just killing so hard that every time you did it, it just killed, or one that when you're in it, you go, damn, this is rocking. We are crushing it.
Which is your best
those
one that works?
Kind of magic moments. I mean, you had Rachel, you had the poetry class.
Was it Weather Girl?
Dawn, the Weather Girl, Incoherent. That's really acid humor. Those ones,
the weather one, I didn't get on till like right before I left. Like it was I did it my third to last show and my last show. Idea. And then I came back the next season and did it on Update, like when I wasn't on the show anymore. But that one was really felt like it was just so fun. I mean, the Bar Mitzvah Boy too, and Laura Parsons, the child actor, like it was like stuff that I felt like was like really from my life that I felt was so funny. And it felt also really not saying that I was being so funny, but just like the way that kids act when they're in plays and the way that like boys are when they're getting bar mitzvah or being formal. Like it also feels kind of like validating because you're like, I knew that this was like a really funny thing that people do sort of, so, but it's so fun. I mean, you guys know, it's so fun when you're doing
if
a character
something
like
works
that.
out there, it's so fun.
It's so hard.
It's so hard to have fun because especially your first couple shows and you're quick changing and all that. But I think your stuff really exudes fun and you're not breaking, but you can just tell you're having so much fun doing those characters, and it
your
just
rom-com.
translates.
Did you do your rom-com thing on Update with?
Oh yeah, that rom-com thing. Yeah,
that's pretty funny. You see that one, Dana? That's pretty funny too. She starts going. I mean, the Weather Girl's a little weirder, which is even funnier because you're saying insanity, and he's like, everyone's like, what? And then the rom-com, you're like, is this kismet? And he's like, is what? I just met you 70 seconds ago. There was one funny one about when you were playing, I guess, former porn stars where they carry Tina Fey by and she goes, "Shoe lets the dogs out."
Yeah.
Shoe let the dogs.
It was just like nonsense.
So dumb,
it was like full, yeah.
But it's hard to write smart, dumb stuff.
It is. I agree.
Because just dumb doesn't work.
Yeah. But it's so fun when the audience responds to stuff that's so strange.
Yeah,
it's like,
they're waiting for it. Yeah, they appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's the best when it's a non sequitur. It's a line that shouldn't be funny, but it is. It's just in that area of like, then they repeat
like
it.
a good comedy club crowd or good improv crowd where you go up and they're pretty trained to go, don't give us the basic stuff. Like it's like going to a nice restaurant, going, give us the sushi from the back, like, and then the people you do these weird things and they like it.
Yeah, it's so there's nothing like that feeling of like, because you can't predict any of that stuff, which is why it's so hard. Is like you just don't know what stuff is gonna.
Yeah, because I don't know about you, but I just am not gifted at writing traditional jokes. Like Dennis Miller, brilliant at it. Is it David? David is really, really good writer and performer, but he also can write really great jokes. And so I'm always coming off rhythm and abstraction and extrapolation. And I think you're kind of a kindred spirit because you do sort of acidy stuff, you know?
Nice. I mean,
And there's room for all kinds.
When you do that stuff. Yeah.
That's the good. That's part about the show. Everyone doing different stuff. It works. All right. Well, let's let her go, Dana. She's been very nice.
We just want to reiterate, I love I love that for you.
That for you.
Sorry. I love that for you on Showtime.
With the lovely Molly, which is so fun to watch. And some of your real life things are in the show. I don't want to give everything away, but
it
did have a surprise ending. Stay to the end.
Stay to the end and you'll see a twist.
You'll be hooked. It's like this. It's like
M.
Night Shyamalan.
I smell a big binge. For I love that. I'm just doing Lauren trying to work a thing at first. Stream that thing. Also, How Did We Get Weird? A podcast with your musician brother Jonah.
Yes. Who I know you met once he was at the show when you were there. He loved meeting you so much. I don't think he's met you, David, but no. You'll all meet when
he did. Was I nice? Was I nice to him?
You were so nice.
You were so weird.
Oh, good.
You were so nice.
I love musicians. I like anyone who plays and sings, which you also sing. And you have. I never had that here. I can funny sing, but you can sing.
Well, I think I can more funny sing.
All right. Well, welcome to Compliment Theater.
Bye,
anyway,
Dana.
Vanessa
Mostly bye to Dana and also bye to Vanessa.
It's been Thank
such
you so
a pleasure.
Much. This was so fun.
Love to see you at the 50th.
See you at the 50th. Not sooner.
Okay. Bye-bye.
He's done. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. Hey, Dana, David, this is Colin Mack. This is our Q&A session. And
Thanks,
Colin gets to see me sitting on my knees.
What is his question, David?
It's called, he starts as Big Fan. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm wondering what props you may have kept from your SNL days or your movie careers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll go first. I do keep some stuff.
You do. I've seen your house. You have a lot of mementos and memorabilia.
Yeah, I have. I have some clothes from Dickie Roberts. Just the outfits. For some reason, I kept them. I have the Joe Dirt. What was I? Janitor shirt. I have the wig. It was a wig. Everyone's like, "What?" I wish it wasn't. I would grow my hair like that in a second. And then I have, Farley's family gave me his coat from Tommy Boy, which is a big one.
Do you have like a diorama in your house, like stuffed people that are wearing these clothes that look like you?
No, but we're working on it.
Just had to ask.
It's going to be
scary
you,
to bump into in the middle of the night.
When I stuff
what, Tommy Boy?
You don't jump back in. So you're saying Tommy Boy?
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy jacket from Farley, that checkered one from the poster. And then I have just some little knickknacks. What do you got?
I also have
SNL stuff?
Joe Dirt's wig. Weirdly, I wasn't in the movie.
I have Joe Dirt's pubes still.
I have the chair and the receptionist spit that you did.
And you are?
This is weird because it's not weird, but I just said it was weird. I got on SNL, and in those days, I came in with Church Lady as a character, and then they changed the rule, but I owned it, quote unquote. So I had a copy of the Church Lady dress made and wig, just in case I ever wanted to do something.
Take on the road.
So I have the Church Lady's dress and wig and glasses. And maybe twice a year I wear it for a day.
You could run a superhero movie where you go into a phone booth and come out as Church Lady.
Superfly.
You walk in. I wish the Church Lady was here to fix this. You go, hang on. You go in there. Wow. They're like, oh my God, Church Lady.
Church Lady is funny to me because its condescension and being patronizing and passive aggressive is a funny attitude. So she would say, well, we kept the dress. We want to be the lady, but we're not. Just a fun rhythm.
I do like you can get your voice
give me
like
some
that.
lady.
No, you go, well.
Look what,
Look what the cat dragged in.
Apparently we don't love Jesus. Yeah, there you go.
Apparently we punch people when we try to solve our problem.
You already do it better than I did.
Your voice, I never see it coming, and your voice goes so different when you do these impressions.
Well. We've got a little podcast, and we got a fly on the wall, and we want to swat him. The listeners are going, what is this, and how do we turn it off?
The listeners are going, how did my question turn into this? But
how
that's
come
what happens
not a kill
here.
Switch?
You ask a question, get fucked. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Colin
Mack. This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.